What's going on, everybody? It's Fade Dating Coach Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about being cold. I know I made videos about this before, but it's so important what I'm about to tell you, and it's the reason why being cold is the best chance you have in terms of him returning, feeling like an idiot, realizing I made a big mistake, and hopefully coming around and chasing you. So, with that being said, jumping right in, what women need to understand is that when a man all of a sudden starts to act different, okay, and he's pulling away, he's doing some bullshit, some shenanigans, and you need to be cold, there's, I would say, 2 or 3 main reasons why he's acting cold. And I don't want to give you the normal, oh, he's just not as interested, kind of thing, which that could be the case, but I actually don't believe that's one of the main reasons why guys are acting indifferent with a lot of women. I feel there's 3 things mostly. One, I always say this, I apologize, but it's context. The things you guys do and say over time that layers up and creates this serious vibe of a relationship. A guy gets in his head, freaks out, pulls away, and he's looking at, again, what you guys have contextually, and he's thinking, oh man, is this too much? I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do this. Yeah, I like her, but I don't know if I can give her a relationship. So if I keep on going along with this, it's telling her I'm on the same page as her when I'm not. You as a woman can immediately deflate this by not really reacting the way he would think you would react, which is, oh baby, please come back. I love you. I miss you. We can work this out. We can take this slow. If you were just like, nah, dude, like you got to show him. I don't mean this in a mean way, but you have to show him he wasn't as valuable as you think he was. Not in a degrading way, but it's like, hey, you know what? I understand. Don't let him get away with it. But it's one of those things where, like I said, you're acting indifferent. You're acting cold. I think he will see that in hindsight and reflect on it and be like, I don't know. What's going on here? I didn't realize she would act this way. That's the first thing. The second reason I feel like a lot of guys are acting a fool and a woman needs to become cold with him is he is taking you for granted. He's taking you for granted. He is realizing he has the power, he can say whatever he wants and get away with it. Again, if you're giving a guy more chances than he deserves, if you're giving a guy the benefit of the doubt, if you're giving a guy all these things that he has not worked for, he is absolutely going to take you for granted. And I know the harsh contrast. I do think you should work or communicate and try to work things out. But if that doesn't work, you have to be cold. There has to be consequences to your actions or to his actions. There has to be a cause and effect, which leads me to the third thing. He's doing what he's doing because he knows he can get away with it. Everything you have done up to this point with him, whether that's, like I just said, giving him multiple chances. Again, I call it the evidence. You're giving him multiple chances. He's coming and going as he pleases, and you're letting him back in. He's pulling some bullshit, right? But he's still like the main guy, the priority in your life. Like all these things. He's going to pull the bullshit. And I think he's going to pull the bullshit for 2 reasons. Like I hate to say it, going full circle. I feel he might not like you as much, or he doesn't see you as long-term. I'm a true believer that if a guy truly likes you, he doesn't put himself in a position to lose you. I'm a true believer that if a guy truly likes you, you do not see the games as much. Now, there's always a game, but it's a different type of game. When you're unsure about someone long-term and you're just in it for the fun, or you don't know what it is, the game is more of a cat and mouse, like give and take, ego. I hate to say it like that, but ego game. Like you're playing like the man-woman dynamic, like what I can get away with, see if I have game, like that type. Whereas if you're playing at a higher level game where you both like each other, you're emotionally available, and you want a relationship, the game is more like me attracting, like how good am I at gaming in terms of attracting you for long-term success or longevity. So the difference would be, again, you'll see the game short term, you'll see the game like more of a fuckboy player vibe. Whereas long term, you just see the guy just really good at getting you hooked, but you don't feel threatened by it because he's showing you obvious signs also that he's wanting long term. But again, that's a whole other video. That's not what this is about. But I truly do believe that a woman needs to start acting cold if, like I said, a guy's taking you for granted, a guy's pulling this bullshit because he knows he can get away with it and stuff like that. Because if you don't, he's going to keep doing it. I know that sounds like common sense, but you'd be shocked on how many of my clients are not doing these things when they need to do so, right? They need to do so. So many women are in a situation, they're wondering why they're in this situation, and I'm thinking, because you're giving him this platform to perform this act on. Ladies, you got to understand how much power you have in this situation. This might be weird to understand because you're not getting the results you want, maybe, but he can't perform this act. He can't do this shit if you don't allow him to, if you don't allow it to affect you. Now, that's the trick, right? Easier said than done, but high value women, of course, everyone's emotional. Of course, everyone's human. They have feelings, and I'm not, again, easier said than done. But high value women value their time more than anything. If a guy's not deserving of it, it doesn't matter how much you like him. You gave him a chance. You gave him a shot. You communicated your needs and tried to work it out, and he didn't meet you there, right? Or he said he would, and he pulled the bullshit again. It's time for you to be like, sayonara, and there has to be a consequence to his actions. Now, of course, unfortunately, you're thinking, well, what if he doesn't come back? What if he doesn't care about the consequence? Okay, well, then he doesn't care. You know, that's just like me going to an employer and saying, F you guys, I quit. And the employer wants to stick it to me, but it's like, I don't really care because I'm never going to get hired by your company again. F your company, right? Like, it's unfortunate, but the employer can't really do anything. I don't care. So that could happen in this sense, but the employer either way has to have some type of integrity and hold their ground and not cave in and let me know that they're serious and not hiring me again and all this type of stuff. So at least they stay consistent. At least there's some type of structure to their employment process and they don't look desperate for employees or hiring and shit like that. Does that make sense? That's one of the reasons why I feel women have to be cold. I'm not saying be cold in the beginning. You can be nurturing, loving, caring, kind, sweet, but if a guy takes advantage of that, he has to see the other side. For some reason, women are unable to like flip to the other side and show him this mean demeanor that we all know you have. We all know you have it. You got to show it. So, ladies, it's very, very, very important if you're talking to a guy that at some point, if he's pulling these shenanigans, you got to stop giving him the platform to perform them. You have to be like, dude, I'm done with this BS, and actually follow through and be done. Now, if you want a guide on no contact and all these other things on how much a guy likes you, male psychology, again, no contact, all that type of stuff, I have links down below in the description to my guides if you want to work with me one-on-one on how to do this, more specific to your situation, and or you have a situation that needs some type of clarity on, or some type of the communication he's not giving you, basically. I got you our private session. Again, link down below. Ladies, I love you all. Take care and peace.